Oh, what's this? Apparently I throw gang signs and I need to stop. I don't know what I'm doing.
Skip2mylou, my darling.
Hi guys, it's Lou. So have you guys ever looked in the mirror and thought to yourself, I look good? Only to have your picture taken moments later, you look at that picture and you think, wait, I really don't look good. I know that I have, and I'm sure most of you have as well, and there is a reason for that, and that's what we're going to talk about today. Basically, we're answering the question, why do I look so much better in the mirror than I do in pictures, and what do I look like in real life? So when looking up this subject, I did not find a consensus among everyone. Some people actually thought they looked better in pictures than they do in mirrors. And some didn't necessarily dislike themselves in pictures, they just felt they looked a lot different than they did in the mirror, and there's reasons for that. There are even opposite articles, one saying that you're better looking than you think you are, and one saying you're uglier than you think you are. They used the word ugly, I did not. So let's start with the mirror. I definitely think I look better in a mirror than I do in pictures. Scientists say this is because when we look at our reflection in the mirror, we are seeing ourselves flipped from the way that other people see us or the camera sees us. I've always wondered this because many people take selfies in a mirror. And I partially think that's because when they're looking in the mirror, they think, I better capture this. It looks fantastic. Perhaps they know that they look better in this mirror picture than they might if they turned the camera around. A lot of this may not make sense because there are cameras that face forward, there's ones that face you. So when are you really seeing what the real you looks like? I've even heard that if you were to see an exact duplicate of yourself right in front of you, you wouldn't even recognize it as you. I don't know if I believe that. Some scientists might, Anyway, what we get very used to is seeing our right side on our left and our left side on our right. That's in the mirror. So when we see that mirror flipped, the symmetry is just not registering. So we're going to talk about symmetry right now. 99.999% of people have faces that are not symmetrical. I know that my face isn't. You want to know how I know that? I did a little computer work. I took a selfie, I cut it right down the middle, flipped each side, and took a look at what my face would look like if it were symmetrical on each side. So first we have the selfie itself. Looks pretty symmetrical. So here I have flipped the right side of my face to be symmetrical. It's not that different. Of course, the part in my hair looks weird and my nose looks the same, my lips pretty much the same. But when I take my left side and flip it and make it symmetrical, it's pretty clear to me that my eyes are closer together, my nose is larger, and my face looks fuller. That means that the left side of my face has more of my nose, less of my eye, and a little bit more fullness than the other side. So, not so symmetrical. Oh, here's a good one. Tom Cruise. Yeah, Tom Cruise. Did you know if you split his face all the way down the middle, his right front tooth is in the middle of his face? Now you would never know that, but who'd have thought that he has a middle tooth? Okay, next Hollywood hunk, if you can call him that. I can call this one that. Bradley Cooper. Very pretty. I found an article that said Bradley Cooper has the most asymmetrical face out there. So I had to do a little test with him, and the results are kind of crazy. Okay, when putting Bradley Cooper's left side together to give it symmetry, I got something that looked like those Avatar creatures in the movie. His eyes are really far apart. His nose is wide. His lips are pretty much the same. Definitely crazy when you make it symmetrical. Now on his right side, his eyes are very close together. His nose is slim with a bulb at the end, which means that his left side has a bulb when his right does not. So there you have two very different images that you get from one by making each side symmetrical. And that is an example of asymmetry for sure. But you would have never known it because Damn. With mirrors, it's more than just symmetry. Another reason that we look much better in mirrors than we do in pictures is because when we look in a mirror, we're moving. We all look better when we're moving. Therefore, a camera shot where we are not moving is not nearly as appealing to us. We have a lot more images to choose from when looking in the mirror than we do of just a still picture of ourselves. Ooh, and I want to add, even though this has nothing to do with it, who else hates the sound of their own voice? I do. But the reason that we do hate to hear ourselves in a recording is because we hear every little intonation and little quirks that we have in our voices, and we imagine how other people must feel when they listen to us. Here's a little study that researchers did on why we're less attractive than we think we really are. A group of people came in and had their pictures taken. They went back 4 weeks later and were handed 11 pictures each. One was the original picture. 5 of them had been altered to make them look less attractive, 5 to make them more attractive. Now the result for that was a majority of these people chose the pictures that made them look more attractive, overestimating their attractiveness by around 12%. Now that doesn't make sense with the 20% of people thinking you're more attractive than you think you are. Not surprisingly, it has a lot to do with self-esteem, low self-esteem. And that makes a lot of sense for the person who's being looked at. But the people who are looking, there's a lot more that we take into consideration when judging someone's attractiveness. We look at the way they move, they speak, the way they express themselves, their warmth, their friendliness, and charisma. So that's why we're more attractive than we think. So what kind of conclusion did we come to today in this video? Let me try to sum it up. You look better in a mirror because you're moving. You look worse in a picture because you're not. No one is symmetrical. You underestimate your attractiveness because of low self-esteem. You overestimate your attractiveness. I don't know why. Like I said, it's a mixed bag of reasons why any of this happens. All in all, I think it really doesn't matter. Who cares what you look like in a mirror or a picture? Oh wait, we all do. I have to say, I wish that we all concentrated a little bit more on what's on the inside. So anyway, you guys, that is it for this video on mirrors, photographs, and real life. I hope you enjoyed it. I hope you learned something. I learned a whole lot. I don't know if I am getting anything out of it, but I learned it. If you did enjoy the video, please give it a thumbs up. And if you aren't already subscribed but would like to be, please hit that button down below and you'll see me very soon with more videos. Bye, guys.